go with our prayer, and then we'll do our Pledge of Allegiance. And I ask you to stand with me for a few minutes for Jack Richardson, who was an employee for the city, passed away. So I'd like to show respect for him. So,
God, we thank you for this evening. We thank you for everyone that's gathered here tonight. We ask you to bless our meeting. We pray for those who are battling sickness, God. We just pray that you would bring healing to those who are in need. We pray that you would touch our town and our community. And we pray for everyone to be blessed. In Jesus' name, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. At this time, we'll go ahead and open our Board of Work meeting for Oakland City for April 14, 2026. May I have roll call, please?
Kenny Willis.
Present.
Charlie Cochran.
Here.
Attorney Jim McDonald.
Here.
Mayor James Deffendahl.
Here.
Clerk Treasurer Sally Duncan. Here.
Had a chance to review the meetings from the March 24th meeting. Any additions or corrections? If not, a motion to accept as presented.
I'll make a motion that we accept them as presented.
I have a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same. All right, thank you. Review of the claims for the April 14th meeting. Any additions or corrections? Not, a motion to accept as presented.
I move we accept them as presented.
All right, I have a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
I'll second
I
that.
have a second on the table. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same. All right. If you look in old business, I'd like to have a motion to go ahead and proceed to order the last 300 meters for our meter exchange. Once we get those, we'll have all new resident meters in the ground, and the new program will be up and running. This program, we won't have to send anybody out and read. They can push one button and the collector will read them. And the only thing we'd have to do is our large meters, which down the road we're going to do that. But the total cost is $87,000. I don't know if we'll buy them all at the same time, but we like to be able to go ahead and get a motion to purchase them as we get it. We'll just go ahead and purchase them instead of bringing it back to the meeting every time.
I'll make a motion that we purchase those 300 meters.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? All right, thank you. Hopefully we get these all on the ground. We'll be set for several years down the road. So, in new business, we have a small issues out at the water plant. We have a clear well that's a concrete, been in the ground for I don't know how long, but it's got some cracks in it. And Avery talked to a gentleman. He gave a quote that he'd go out and grind them out and reseal them, and keep the water from getting down in there, because in the wintertime, that water keeps getting in there and freezing. It's going to bust it, and it's going to cost us more money in the long run. I think the bid was $450 plus material, so I don't think there'll be a lot of material on that. But I'd like the motion to go ahead and proceed with that.
I'll make the motion that we go ahead and proceed.
I have a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. All opposed, same. All right, thank you. The last meeting, we discussed about purchasing a new dump truck. We didn't have the bids. I think you all have the bids now. And if you look at them, we have a bid for, find them. Oh, here they are, underneath here. There's a new, it's a 2026 F600 XL four-wheel drive dump truck. This truck would be built for us. In the past, we would buy a truck, and then we would take it to a third party and have the snow plow and the salt dogs put in them. This truck would be built with heavy-duty wiring, relays, and everything, which I think would be better. Seemed like every year when we get ready for snow removal, we always have trouble. I think Brian can attest to that. But I think the Andy Moore Ford from Plainfield was $95,300. for the new 2026. And then Andy Moore had a GMC, which, let me get here. I think it was like 106,000. Yeah, 106,888, $106,888. Then we had one from Ubelar and Son Jasper, which is not a new vehicle. It's a 2024. And they wanted $100,057. So my recommendation would be go with the new Ford for $300.80. I'll open the table up for discussion. And the money that we're paying this is out of the sewer grant that we had, the bond. We had money left over, so it'll be taken out of that.
Yeah, that bid is 5 to 6, well, 11,000 less than one, 5,000 less than the other.
Yes.
And that, is just a turnkey job,
Yep.
correct?
Yes. And I have talked to the gentleman who wrote us the quote and, emphasized that I want turnkey, I wanted everything to be there when we go get it. And he said it would be.
If you're looking for a motion, we need a truck. I'll make a
Yep.
motion that we accept the bid for the Ford.
I got a motion on the table to purchase a 2026 F600 XL four-wheel drive dump truck with plow and snow dog in the back. They did tell us that since our community's so small, we'd be better off with a gas motor than a diesel motor.
Right.
So the motion's on the table to purchase the dump truck for $95,300.80.
I second the motion.
I have a motion, I have a second. All in favor say aye. All opposed, same. All right, thank you. So we'll give him a call tomorrow and get moving on that. At this time, and in the council meeting, we're going to be opening up our community crossing grant. Last year, the Board of Works hired Kevin Vore to be our inspector, and he did a good job last year, so I asked him if he would be willing to work for us again, and he agreed, correct? No twisting arms or nothing like that, right? Okay. For $30 an hour, and I think that's a lot of good money, well spent there. So I'd ask a motion to go ahead and sign an agreement with Kevin Vore for $30 an hour to be our inspector on our community crossing grant.
So moved.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I will second that.
All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same. All right. At this time, I will open up department heads. Chief Gaines.
Yes, sir. Excuse me. I only really have three things. The department has been tagging abandoned vehicles pretty regular the last couple of weeks. I do not have an exact number of how many we tagged, but I'm fairly confident it's in the double digits. Those are vehicles that are expired plates, not serviceable, weeds growing up around them. Basically, for all intents and purposes, they're considered abandoned, but they're visible from the public thoroughfare. And they will be towed as soon as the time lapse has expired, which is normally in 72 hours to move the vehicle, we will go ahead and tow it. Also, it's that time of year again. I know I myself have issued one warning on the grass clippings being blown into the streets. So we're asking the citizens to remember, when you cut your grass, keep the grass in your yard, because when it gets in the street, then it flows down into the sanitary sewers, and screws that all up, and then we've got a bigger bill. We're trying to go ahead and warn everybody first, but if it becomes a continual problem, it is an ordinance violation, and we will be issuing citations for that. And third, Officer McGregor, Councilman McGregor, has given me some information on the Southwest Indiana Law Enforcement Training Council. And what that is, from what I'm understanding, is that is a conglomeration of different departments that put on in our area, that put on various training events for the other members of that council. I think, yeah, for other members of that council. And we can pick up everything, you know, plus what we're going to be meeting as far as the state mandates, as well as other training that they offer. It will be at whichever respective department is putting it on. It will be at their location. The membership fee is $100 per officer per year. So I think, honestly, I think at this point in time, that's probably going to be a good service for us to get involved in, because one, we'll be reaching out and networking with the other departments, plus it will also get our training mandates that we need, because our training officer, or our training instructor retired. So we've been looking and farming around trying to figure out who's putting on what and when we can attend. So if it would be possible, I would request that we go ahead and become members of this Southwest Indiana Law Enforcement Training Council.
Just a question, the training then, once we're members of the council, then the training is, there's no basic cost on that?
No, once we've paid our membership, it's open to members. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
I'll make a motion. That's cheap.
Yeah, I have a motion on the table to join the Southwestern Indiana Law Enforcement Training Council.
Second that motion.
I got the second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. All right, so let's get moving on this.
One other thing, sir, I neglected to, but I didn't even put it in my notes. There is an opportunity, we just have to get our officer enrolled, but I am requesting as soon as we can get Officer McGregor enrolled in a instructor development course, if we would be able to, if I would have permission to go ahead and enroll him and get all that taken care of at the next available.
I have no problem with that. I think that's a good
I
idea.
think it's a good plan, yeah. I'll
So
make a motion.
more we can do in-house without going to the academy, I think is
I'll
good.
Make a motion, we do that.
Yeah, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Same? Okay.
Okay, I will coordinate with Officer McGregor, find out what dates he's available, to make sure that the next available, if we can get him in, we can get him going.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Anything else?
No, sir.
All right. Parks Director, Phil Young.
I've got a couple of lines here, obviously it's springtime, and I'm going to ask that monetarily, we need $2,000 for sand, $2,000 for rock, and $600 for the startups, for the mowers, gas, oil filters, and chainsaws. Actually, it's chainsaw blades and stuff. Estimating that to be about $600, and the other, usually it's a couple of $1,000 in sand and rock, and that gives us, doesn't give us any extra sand, but it gives us a couple of loads of rock in the back to use throughout the year. And that would be $4,600 there. So that's monetarily. What I'd like also to do is get estimates on a wood chipper. We're starting to use all the chippings that are out there on the walking trail around the back. We started that yesterday, going to taking the Bobcat and laying it out. We're running through it pretty good. We still got a pretty good pile. But I want to get estimates on the wood chipper. I'd also like to get estimates on the rock for the parking lot out here at Worth Park.
Okay.
Out there, that's getting in pretty bad shape, and I've received several complaints on it after a rain, and somebody's got something going on out here.
Yeah.
And, hadn't been, people have who's not very pleased, but I understand and I get it, but it's a lot of money also, so I'm gonna get estimates with that. So I've got the request for the $4,600 and the request to get 2 estimates. That should be it. I do have some hydrants that need replaced. One is, 2 of them are actually, we think they might be leaking just a little bit down at the bottom of it. We're not finding any water on the ground, but there is one that actually we know is leaking. So there's 3 hydrants that we do need. The one is we've got a site that's sharing another hose or another hydrant, and that's really, we need to remedy that. You're really supposed to have your own hydrant for there, and we can't have it on right now, but it does leak if you
Okay.
turn it on.
So,
4,600 for the
sand and rock and the mower
Start
issue, and then,
mowers, and then just the others, I'm just gonna get estimates on them, and the hydrants also.
okay. All right, need a motion to proceed with the sand, rock, and the mower, and with the water hydrants, you want to get the parts for that, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
With those, I'll get the estimates on what those will cost.
okay, all right.
We will have to have Brian or somebody, and myself and Paul go out and dig them up.
Okay.
So,
All right, so I guess I'm asking the board for a motion to purchase a sand, rock, and the mowing oil bars for the chainsaw.
I will make that motion.
I have a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Charlie. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same. All right.
thank you.
And
I
then,
also would like to tell Brian Coleman and Jody, thank you very much.
Yeah.
We got 3 trees planted yesterday.
yeah,
And they did an awesome job, and they worked their tail off, and I really appreciate it. I know everybody else will too.
and just go ahead and get your quotes on your chipper. I mean, we don't need a motion on that if you're just getting quotes.
I'll bring
and-
it to the next meeting,
Yeah.
back and an estimate on what it take to rock.
Okay, yeah, out
Phil, can
there.
I mention that there is a leak going on out at the new lake?
Yep.
Pike Gibson has let us know this several months ago, and the bills keep increasing. So there's something that's going on somewhere.
Yeah. Well, we agree, I mean, but we can't find it. I can tell you, we've been hunting, and Brian, you've been out there, we've hunted. Paul gave me a report yesterday. He had a couple of guys take off and walk the whole grounds, and we're just not having any luck finding it. So,
Okay.
Okay, we'll just keep looking for it.
yeah, I mean, that's all we can do at this point.
All right, code enforcement, Adam Chipwood.
Yeah, I've had a couple of recent violations for trash and building materials in the yard, as we wrote on last couple of days. Spent over an hour yesterday driving around Oakland City, and there's this a lot of grass that needs to be cut. And now we're gonna be getting a letter,
Okay,
real soon.
okay,
The guys come here and say whoever's here, but it's starting to get out of hand already. And,
you got a lot of flags at City Hall.
we might need to order some more.
Well, I hope not.
But, no, I will be getting on that this weekend. Things aren't next few days.
Okay, all right, appreciate it.
That's all I have.
All right. No other business for the Board of Works. I will ask a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a second. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? All right. Oakland City for April 14th. Roll call, please.
Charlie Cochran. Here. Mike McGregor.
Here.
Attorney Jim McDonald.
Here.
Mayor James Stefan.
Here.
Clerk Treasurer Sally Duncan here. Brady Egdorf.
Here.
Megan Tapley.
Here.
Bethany Brewer.
Here.
All right, thank you all for being here. Review the minutes from the March 24th meeting. Any additions or corrections? If not, a motion to accept as presented.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Same? All right, thank you. Review of the claims from the April 14th meeting. Any additions or corrections? If not, a motion to accept as presented.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
A second. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same. All right. Motion to accept the claims for the East Gibson Fire Territory.
I'll make a motion.
I got a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same. All right, thank you. Well, hopefully we'll never see this on here again. The building on Main Street is down. I want to give a big thanks to Cash Wagner Associates and Frudenberg Construction because I thought they did a wonderful job. Cash Wagner stayed with IDEM, and every time IDEM would throw a flag up, they would throw it back and work through it. So you have to understand that we do not own that building. The court gave us the opportunity to tear the building down, so the cost on that building will be incurred on their property taxes. So the city has no rights to that piece of property. But it's a long drawn-out process when you're dealing with somebody that said they could rebuild it, and then you have to go through the courts and let them have their time in court and everything. So Mr. McDonald was instrumental on getting the court to give us permission to tear it down. So everybody involved, I just give a big hand for that. I appreciate that. New business, we were informed that we're going to have a state board audit this year, and we were advised before that happens to have an asset management update. Sally's in contact with 3 companies that do this kind of work, and I would ask a motion to give Sally the opportunity to pick the company that she wants to work with. Some pay by the hour, some pay by just the job. But she's been talking to them, and Sally, if you have something you want to add to that.
They're all CPA firms. If we have something in place with an agreement, even though it's not done, by the time State Board of Accounts comes in, State Board of Accounts will accept that agreement that we are working on that. There has never been an asset management done for the city, to my knowledge. So we're still working off of even records that were the same when I was clerk treasurer, 88 to 91, plus updating whatever we can each year and taking off each things that we get rid of. So to get it in a good working order to be passed over to the next term, it needs to be done. And it's something that State Board of Accounts is really pushing on right now.
So,
I'll make a motion for her to do that.
all right. I got a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
I second that motion.
Second. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same. All right. Thank you. The next, number 2 was on Board of Works. I apologize for that. Number 3 here, Blake Kinson with CHA/Midwest Engineering is here. April 1st, we did a bid letting on our community crossing grant. If you remember, we applied for that, and a lot of communities applied for it, but they didn't get it. But somehow, the state come up with more money, so we were lucky enough to get in there and get our community crossing grant. And we had 2 bids, EB Paving and J.H. Rudolph. So the bids came in at EB Paving was $565,397.52, and J.H. Rudolph came in at $717,570. I will tell you that EB Paving is using a subcontractor that worked for the city a couple years ago. That cost us some money, and I was been on the phone with Blake and Clint. I think we've got this worked through. I am requesting EB Paving to supply a inspector when their subcontractor is on the site, and they're supposed to let us know every day where they're at. And with Kevin and Brian, I think we can make sure that they do us a good job. Blake, if you want to join in and say something, you're welcome to. Or
I would say EB, based on our recommendation, we've worked with them on a lot of projects in the past. They have done very good work for us. I know that, as we had talked earlier before this meeting, they were not aware about the previous conflicts with Sam's excavating, and so they want to do right by their work if they are awarded this bid. So they have said that they will inspect the work and under the contract that if anything that goes wrong, that they are the ones responsible for getting that fixed.
Kevin, you got anything you want to say?
No.
So, taking this all into consideration, I ask the council to go ahead and accept EB Paving at $565,397.52 for our community crossing grant. It's a different about $152,000 between the two bids, so,
Subject to the EB paving providing an inspector.
yeah, right,
Thank you. One day.
yep. I need a motion for this.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? All right. Thank you. All right. Okay. Something that IDEM is requesting is a cross-connection control ordinance for Oakland City. Basically what this is for businesses. Some places that have, on the fly where they got drink machines where there's pressure. When you get drinks, you know how the water and stuff, they have to have a check valve on that line. And they have to provide us every year with a inspection of that check valve and that cross connection. You guys should have a copy of the,
I've got the original here too.
yeah, copy of the cross connection ordinance. So I don't know if you had a chance to look over it, but it's basically just protecting us and our water system in case something would happen and it would suck something back into our line with that backflow preventer. It would stop that. So I do have, I can't remember who brought me one that done it here in town just this past week. You remember who that was?
Was it the nursing home?
I don't know what it was. It's laying on my desk, but
I don't remember.
I would entertain a motion to discuss this. If not, I'd like to have a motion to accept this cross-connection ordinance, 26-1.
Make a motion to accept.
Okay, I'm gonna call roll call here. So, Bethany Brewer, yay or nay?
Yay.
Megan Tapley, yay or nay?
Yay.
Mike McGregor, yay or nay?
Yay.
Brady?
Hey.
And Charlie Cochran?
Yay.
All right. All right, thank you, guys. This is just a insurance protection to us, so I appreciate that. This does not affect homeowners, it's just businesses. All right. Since Brian's here, I will let him talk about the water leak at 64 and West Street. Brian, you mind doing that?
We had a steel line that had a split in it, so we replaced it from the white line to the other white line, and it had concrete So we just went ahead and replaced it so we would have no trouble. And we, on one side, on the north side, we went into where they had it at 45. We went back into it and then put a high max on the other end. And then we built it back in and put concrete on top.
And that's one solid piece of pipe underneath the road now, correct?
Was 2 sections.
2 sections,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
So I think it was altogether 30-something foot
okay,
of water line we put in,
okay.
so.
Well, we should be good. And, I know it was a headache. I know you guys were down there. Good, appreciate Kick Streetberg stepping in and helping us, because a job like that, we just don't have enough manpower. So, appreciate that. Appreciate it a lot. Thank you. I got a letter from the school about dollars for scholars for Wood Memorial. Last year, we did do this. I think we did the $300. So I would entertain a motion that we go ahead and participate with this, since this is in our hometown. So I'd like to have a motion to give this dollars for scholars, $300.
I'll make a motion.
Okay. I have a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
A second? All right. Thank you.
Need to vote.
Yeah.
All in favor?
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay. I had a brain for it. That ran. Okay. Sally and I had a meeting last week, or no, it was this week, it was Monday, with Epic Insurance. They came and went through our insurance. There may be some changes, but I don't think it's a lot. They did talk to us about the police department. There is the carrier has some kind of organization they told us that we ought to check into and becoming a member of it. It would just help them if they were ever in a issue with the courts. But other than that, I think we're in good shape. So I guess I need a...
Tank application.
Huh?
The tank application,
Yeah,
too.
a tank. And I've got a tank application there on my desk, finishing up. There's a underground tank at the sewer plant. It's been in the ground since 1985, 88, somewhere like that. But with this EPA grant that we have, brownfield grant, they'll help pay to get that tank out of the ground and put an above-ground double-wall tank. So right now, we don't have any issues, but I think it's time to get that tank up out of the ground and put it on above the ground, just like the water plant and our fuel tanks at City Hall. But other than that, I think we're in good shape as far as the insurance as of right now. So, citywide cleanup will be May 30th from 8 to 12. So anybody can help that day. Be at the ice plant on Elm Street. Won't take hazardous material or anything like that, but everything else we'll take. No tires, no batteries, no paint.
Hey, Mayor?
Yes.
Is that the right date? Because we originally said a different day.
Yeah, it is. When I talked to Solid Waste, that date was already spoken for.
Okay, just making
So,
sure.
and I didn't want to do it on Memorial Day
Yep.
weekend, so didn't want to do it on Mother's Day. So the last thing I have is I'm just asking the council's people to help me. If you go around your area, look for potholes, look for tall grass, trashy yards, abandoned cars, and if you do, just write up a work order so I can get it to either Adam or the chief of police, so we can start moving on these ordinances that are been slacked here. I'll try to do some too, but it's just tough for me to get out and try to do everything. So even if the police are out on patrol, if you can make a list or something, we'll try to start working on these pretty hard here next couple months. So
I had something to do that.
yeah,
I've got something left over on job. I've got some of mine already, but I'm more glad to dump it.
okay, yeah. And you have been doing that, yeah, yeah. I said you have been doing that for several years for us, yeah, yeah.
Just some of them are getting behind.
Yeah, and I appreciate it, Kevin. So, the other thing I want to talk about, Mike, can we disclose?
At this time, yes.
Okay, you want to do it?
I'll let you do it.
Okay. June 27th is our city fireworks. That day, we are planning on, the Duke Boys Band will be playing out here from 5 to 9. We're going to have bouncy houses, going to have several food trucks. And during that day, you guys remember Smokey and the Bandit movie? Eastbound and Down's going to be here. That is the Trans Am and the 2 police cars. They're out of Branson, Missouri. So they're going to come to town, have a little booth out here, and a couple times during that day, they'll have a mock police chase through town. So I thought that'd be kind of interesting. I thought the kids really enjoy that. And there may be some other festivities we'll do that day. I still haven't talked to my 2 helpers down there, but but I think it'll be a good day for celebrating our country's 250th birthday. And so please mark your calendars and come out and enjoy the music and the food trucks and the kids' bouncy houses. So June 27th. The only other thing I have, we have a piece of property out on Southeast Street. Is that 3? No, that's not it, no. Let me get it here. It's a trailer that is burnt. They piled trash up. Kevin, you know what that address is out there?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay.
300 something.
324 is what I'm going to say, but I'm not for sure. But Adam has sent them letters after letters. It's kind of hard to get the people. They jump around. So I'm asking the council to give our attorney permission to go to the court and order it cleaned up. If not, then we'll do what we done with the building. We will take care of it, and if we have the money, and put it on their tax roll.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion. I have a second. All in favor, say aye. All opposed?
Where's that at?
It's
What area of town?
right behind Taylor's.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's right behind Taylor's.
Okay.
I think the trailer actually sits on another person's property on both sides. Yeah, so the trailer sits on one lot, then the front's on the other lot that they don't own, and the back's on another lot they don't own. So-
Mayor,
Huh?
Are you talking about Butch and Marcia Norris in Oakland?
No,
Mayor.
yeah,
435 Southeast Street.
435 Southeast Street. It's not theirs. It's not theirs. No, because we own that, that one part.
Is that Torres?
Hess.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I got a motion on the table to let our attorney proceed in court procedures. Everybody in favor, say aye. All opposed, say. All right, we'll start working on that. So, I think that's all I have, unless somebody at the table has something they want to discuss. If not, we'll go to citizens' comment.
I got a question.
Okay.
So at the last meeting, you guys discussed to shoot down, I don't remember the people's names that came in and asked about the chickens.
Yep.
So since we told them no because of the ordinance, what are we gonna do about the people that have chickens?
Where's Adam at? Adam's already got the letter ready to send out.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Yeah. So, yep, he'll be getting them out hopefully this week, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, all right. All right, anything else at the table? If not, citizens' comments.
We come in the last meeting about wanting to move a trailer in, and we was denied that. Y'all said we can't do yard barns, like mini
Right.
homes and stuff like that. Well, what's the minimum square footage for living space?
750, I think 750 or 850 square feet, living.
Okay, so I think it's Sturdy Built has one that's a 16 by 52, which is 800 and something square foot. And it looks like a cabin. It's got a front porch and everything. So is that still against it?
No, not if it's over the square footage. I'd have to look at the ordinance, to make sure, but I'm pretty sure it's either 750 or 850, so.
I tried to find it, and I mean, I researched on, and I couldn't find it either.
Okay,
Our ordinance
I
are,
just couldn't find it.
yeah, our ordinance are not
They're
on
not
that, but
online.
if you call tomorrow afternoon, I can have you an answer for that. Okay?
Well, I was told by another person that it would be on that site, and
Yeah.
I looked everywhere.
Yeah.
yeah,
Give them
we,
a copy of the ordinance.
we
Yeah.
don't have them online
Yeah.
anyplace.
I'll look it up and have a copy of the ordinance for you. Okay?
And can I have your name again?
Adam Stewart.
Pardon?
Adam Stewart.
Adam, okay.
And then the rules still go that you have to be 10 foot off the property line all the way around and can't be 10 foot to another structure.
Yeah,
Okay? All right.
that won't be a problem out there.
Okay. All right.
Space everywhere.
Any other citizens' comment? Yes?
The financial situation at the university is likely to bring various visitors to this area, and they will likely travel past the city hall while visiting. They would go past the burned-out trailer that's 400 feet south of the city hall that's been there for a year, and go past the yard full of dead and dying trees right across from the city hall. They might also see an assortment of rough properties on Grove, Madison, Maine, Broadway, Mulberry, as well as many other locations. How many students fly in from third world countries that don't have conditions that don't look this nasty? I know some of these properties in this area have been identified in the past, but with a more aggressive approach and stricter regulations, perhaps this will become an example of what the whole town could look like. We should strive to make Oakland City a community that is a place you want to brag about. I'll pass this around.
You don't need to pass it around, Bob. We all know. We took that building down.
I know you
I was there, Bob, I saw it, don't worry about it.
I created this memorial picture, which was taken from the Clarion paper. It should be a reminder that with a clear, targeted effort, even seemingly difficult jobs can be accomplished. Unfortunately, this picture also shows a cloud of 100-year-old mortar dust blowing directly onto a crowd of spectators enveloped in that dangerous dust. I've never seen a major demolition take place without a large amount of water being used to keep the dust controlled. Also, a week after this demolition, there was a damaged barricade on site that needs to be removed.
Bob, let me stop you there. That's the railroads. They've been notified.
Okay,
Okay?
fine.
All right.
Thank you for that information. I didn't see any ownership stenciled on it.
When they were working on the railroad, and when the back wall fell, it fell on it. And we told the railroad that day that was their barricade.
Mhm.
So they're supposed to pick it up. So
Good, thank you for that information. I know that a citywide cleanup day is coming soon, but we really need a cleanup month. There also needs to be assistance for those that need help because of weight, quantity, or type of material. Thank you.
I will tell the council, the trailer next to right down from City Hall has been purchased. The gentleman's going to take the trailer down. He's going to come to the redevelopment commission next meeting. He built that house up there on Franklin Street, going toward the school. He wants to put a house like that on that corner. He's gonna ask for some variance on the 10-foot. So, that has been taken care of. I had a couple in yesterday, two gentlemen that are building duplexes, in Oakland. We had couples here today that was gonna build new, bought the lot at Dell in, Franklin. They wanna build on it. So they're coming back at the redevelopment commission, and I'm hoping the board will work with them. I mean, if you look, we have a lot of new housing. I know there's still a lot of houses out there that are run down. I wish I could say we had the money to do everything, but we don't. Adam is getting a hold of the owners. There's one on Grove Street, and I think that gentleman lives in Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, my hat's off to Adam. He's working hard on this. And, but I have a question for you, Bob. All the years that you complained about that building, not once have I heard you say, thank you for getting down. Not once. You always come in here and you complain, but not once have I ever heard you say, hey, appreciate what you done, but you never done that. So, well, I just think, you know, we try to do what we can, and you come in and complain all the time. We've had this discussion, meetings after meetings. You know, we try to do our best. We're limited. But, you know, it would have been nice you to say, hey, thank you for getting that down. But no, you didn't even thank anybody. So, at this time, if there's no other questions, I ask a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? A second. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same. All right.